Welcome to the Higher Self Habits podcast, where astrology meets behavioral psychology. Join me, your host, Angela Xavier, and together let's dive into all things astrology, how to align your mindset with your birth chart, and so much more. My intention with this podcast is to inspire you with strategies, tools, and teachings that you need to consistently get after your goals with flow and ease. Your higher self is already doing so. And after all, you are what you repeatedly do. I am so happy to have you here with me, so thank you so much for being here. Now let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Higher Self Habits podcast. I am stoked to have you here today because I am giving you a potent AF episode on the secret to manifesting. Okay. Now, before we get into it, I want to start off by clarifying what manifesting is. Locking in a definition really helps to bring to light the perspectives that we're really working with. Now, my personal favorite definition to date is by the Catherine Zankina, who says, manifesting is a phenomena of bringing something from your imagination and into your physical reality. Like, for example, this highly intelligent little computer that fits in your pocket that you're listening to me from right now that connects you to the world in so many ways. Like, if you think about it, a cell phone was once an extremely far-fetched idea that started in someone's imagination and is now in our reality, right? I think it's so important to keep in mind how simple things truly are. Meaning, when people begin to blast phrases like woo-woo on manifesting or thinking it's simply just a witchy ritual you only do once in a while, all that is doing is just overcomplicating it. Because the truth is, whether we are aware of it or not, we are always manifesting. For example, if you believe you deserve a promotion at work, you're inevitably going to act like you do. And ultimately achieve that promotion because your boss will think your work deserves it too. Or if you're worried that if you have to drink at a party this weekend in order to have fun, you're going to be stressed out about it. At the party, you're going to be annoyed, you're going to feel isolated and not have any fun. Things like that. Like it's really quite that simple. You can become so locked in and numb to how these mechanics are working in your life when you're not aware of them. How your unconscious beliefs manifest your daily life without you even knowing it's happening. Thanks to how your mind has been programmed, right? By your upbringing, your culture, schooling, society, the media, blah, blah, blah. Like, no wonder this power to manifest what you want is often overcomplicated. The simple secret is to snap out of your unconscious programming. And how you do this is by being conscious. The legendary Carl Jung by far has the best mic drop quote to summarize why being conscious is the secret to manifesting, which is, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. Allowing your unconscious to rule your life is to never intervene or try something different, try something new, something better, something that feels in alignment with who you'd rather be. Being conscious is to understand that, maybe just because this is what I've done every time doesn't mean it's the best way, or even a way I like. Why do I even do this in the first place? Being conscious about why you're doing what you're doing is the secret to how you intentionally manifest what you want. But we're not just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna give you 5 ways to exercise your consciousness. My intention with this podcast is for you to know how to be more intentional with your choices and how to put the power of the secret into practice. These are tactics that I learned and use personally and have noticed a huge difference in how they've just overall impacted my life in a positive way. But before we dive in, I want you to be the first to know about my upcoming free masterclass, which is all about manifesting with the moon. And it's taking place on Friday, October 13th, because when Friday the 13th happens in October, with a solar eclipse happening the next day, entering eclipse season, I had to take this opportunity to get together with other spiritual girlies and teach how to work with the moon. The masterclass will be about how to create lasting habits by using the moon as a mindset tool. As, after all, habits are the brunt of manifesting, because habits are behaving with intention. By the end of the masterclass, you will have foolproof confidence that's dosed in practical magic of how to keep yourself in check with your habits. It's gonna be super vibey, and there's no better way to align with this type of energy, in my opinion. So I'd love to have you there. I have a link in the show notes to sign up or to learn some more information. Now, the reason why I plug that here is because the moon symbolizes the unconscious, and the sun symbolizes the conscious in astrology. Therefore, when you understand how to strategize with the phases of the moon, which we'll be covering in the masterclass, and what sign the moon is in at that time, what you're really looking at are powerful perspectives for being conscious of your unconscious. And in this episode, we're going to dive into how to exercise consciousness. Here are 5 ways. Way number 1 is to practice self-awareness. Anytime, anywhere, and as much as possible. The key factor here is that when it comes to intentionally manifesting what you want, you must focus on who you are being, what you are thinking, feeling, doing, that ultimately creates the life that you are living. Practicing self-awareness is huge because just like manifestation, it never shuts off. This is why manifesting rituals where you just write to the universe and do nothing else after is a joke, because who you must be to have what you want means who you are being in every aspect of your life. Who you are as the person waiting in line for something, talking to a customer on the phone, answering the door to a salesperson. The more you intentionally feel like a good person, because you are aware of how you can be one in every situation, good things will come your way. Or intentionally feeling successful. Successful things will come your way. Feeling like a supportive person in daily situations, well, you will in turn feel supported. A practical tip here for you is to immediately think of what it is you desire to manifest as soon as you wake up in the morning. Repeat to yourself right after, which I love to do every day. Today is a great day for a great day. Opportunities are coming my way. This is scientifically proven to be powerful because upon waking, your mind is in what's called the theta state, meaning your mind is the most impressionable. And in saying this to yourself, your mind will be more aligned with choosing to be more aware of how it's a great day and how opportunities are coming your way, aka conscious awareness of what you want. And I'll say it once and I'll say it again. It is scientifically proven that what you focus on grows. The things you want will happen. The second way to exercise consciousness is to take action intentionally. Now, I feel like setting intentions is another one of those magical phrases that can lose its oomph when it comes to applying it. An intention is to simply decide on something you intend to do. As a practical tip, zero in on all your actions with the simple intention to have it done. And I know that sounds really obvious, but the mind likes to overcomplicate it. To overcomplicate our focus when it comes to actually doing what you said you would do, or doing what you gotta do to have what you want. Zeroing in on intending to have something done is to imagine it being done, consciously connecting to how great it's going to be to have it done, rather than thinking about the time and energy required to do it. And this is where we can overcomplicate it and get caught up in thinking we need to magically source this motivation from somewhere to do it, right? When the magic is truly to consciously intend on having it done. The third way to exercise your consciousness is to get really good at practicing what I like to call the sacred pause. The sacred pause is that fleeting moment before you make a choice. You will always have the power to choose to act in accordance to who you must be to have what you really want to manifest. The power to choose what your higher self would choose. The practical tip here is to practice with the small stuff. Do I just be lazy and hit McDonald's on the drive home? Or do I actually make the healthy effort to chop all that produce I have in my fridge, put it in a pot, and make a yummy masterpiece out of it, and not feel like shit after? Choosing the homemade healthy meal is a win. Practice celebrating these conscious moments, as little as they are, because it feels good taking action as your higher self. And it's proving to your unconscious you are indeed the person you must be to have what you want, as this person who's aware of your choices and makes the right one. Number 4 is to always stay curious. The most powerful question you will ever ask yourself is why? Do I find I have more energy when I work out in the morning instead of at night? That's interesting. If I plan my workouts in the morning, that means I can intentionally create more energy for myself. Do I find I become closed off and immature with my partner whenever we talk about money? That's interesting. I wonder if by intentionally looking at the way my parents were around money when I was growing up, that will give me clarity on what beliefs I can let go of to be a better partner and have more money. The practical tip here is to have fun with it. I find unconscious rewiring can seem like it has to be this big daunting experience that goes deep and addresses difficult emotions to heal and process. Ick. It's not true. And again, it's because the mind likes to overcomplicate it. Honestly, if you ever feel overwhelmed, just ask, mind, why are you overcomplicating this? Being aware of simple things, being curious of why you do what you do in any scenario is a transformation in itself. And lastly, the 5th way you can exercise your consciousness is to provide yourself evidence that you are who you must be to have what it is you want to manifest. Think of yourself as the lawyer for your higher self, okay? When addressing your unconscious mind, you can be like, Your Honor, I am in fact worthy of that promotion at work. The case may be that even though growing up, I had to be a good girl at Christmas in order to deserve a gift, the evidence proves that this is just passed down cultural programming, that all of the unconscious projections I give and receive that make me believe I am not a good girl, as a now professional woman who is deserving of a raise. This is in fact not true, and that is all. Case dismissed. Oh my god. So cringe, but that was fun. The point here is to get in there. Hold yourself accountable, be your own cheerleader, and give your unconscious mind the evidence. Shine some conscious light on it. Show yourself how silly it is to believe that life is happening to you, that everything is only fate. The 5 ways to exercise consciousness are practicing self-awareness anytime, anywhere, taking action intentionally, getting good at this sacred pause before choosing, Always being curious and providing yourself evidence of being who you want to be with the habits and what it is you want to manifest. You have the control to make big changes in small ways, in the comfort of yourself. And also what I wanted to add here is consciousness is hot. When you begin to see yourself to just truly own what you think, what you want, what you say, do, feel, be, you just become this confident person. And that is incredibly attractive because you're unapologetically doing you or genuinely working on being a better you. If you're doing your best, nothing else matters. And the situations, the people, the mindsets that don't match your energy, that don't match your best, simply don't deserve it and begin to dissolve out of your life. You'll notice when you begin implementing these things that manifesting is a whole life upgrade. By being your best, you attract your best. It's incredibly magnetic when you have this integrity of practicing consciousness. And that is the secret to manifesting. That is all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you could please leave a review on whatever platform you are streaming this from, as it really supports my podcast. And that way I also know what you're enjoying and can keep creating more of it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye.